All right. Well, here we go. A little bit of Terra Invicta. Yeah, so the game that's just left early access as of early January. Probably should have played it before, but it's a mix of XCOM and Crusader Kings 3. That's what I'm told. And I loved XCOM. It's one of the best games ever made. The very first one was probably the best single strategy game there was in the 90s. And still listen to me to this day. So, actually, I did a playthrough on this channel. It's one of the older games I played. But yeah. So, I'm going to turn the volume down just 70. Yeah, I'll go 70. And gameplay. Chips? I don't know. I don't know what this means. Gameplay. Holy crap. Wow. A lot of buttons. But okay, I don't know what we're getting into here. So let's try a new game. Double tutorial resistance. Start a long campaign. For your first game, it's recommended you play as the Resistance faction with the tutorial enabled. Okay, so we'll do that. Wait, 6 full solar system, 8 faction system. We'll go normal. Oh my god, more than 100 hours to complete. Oh, you guys, I don't know what I'm biting off here, but I'm bite it off and chew it right now. Okay. 100 hours, man. Like, part of me's really excited about this. The other part of me's like, oh man, what am I getting into? Okay, so wondering what happened to that Aztec game. I'm just not playing it anymore.
We remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Everyone loves heroes, depends on them, to save us from evil, lead us through darkness. Problem is, real heroes are always ignored. What no one understands is that being shot at is easy. The hard part is convincing someone they're drowning before it's too damn late.
Okay. Welcome to the tutorial for Terra Invicta. The beginning of a standard campaign of the game difficulty you selected. The tutorial has 2 primary components that function independently of each other. Both components will be marked with a tutorial icon. 1. Tutorial objectives. A set of objectives to guide you through the aspects of gameplay. Some of these objectives may take you years to accomplish. Wow. Specific steps to complete these objectives here at the top of the view will appear alongside your regular faction objectives that move the story along. Interface tutorials, descriptions of various elements in the game's interface when you first open them. These will help you understand various tools you have to complete your goals. And zero-sum outcomes. In addition, many of the game's mechanics are described in detail in the codex. We open by clicking the question mark button on many of the panels in game. Note that the codex for each of these tutorials will equip you to play Terra Invicta, but they won't teach you how to win. Humanity is flying blind, dealing with unprecedented events, and you'll sometimes have to make decisions based on incomplete information and intuition. The campaign starts just before the first mission assignment phase, but during which you will give your first commands to your faction. Start playing and click continue after reading the notifications that appear. This will allow the in-game clock to progress. Okay. Ooh. I'm pretty excited about this. Looks like there's an alien UFO crashdown site in the Invicta region of North Macedonia. While UFOs entered Earth's atmosphere and exploded shortly after it touched down. Okay, yeah, thanks, Zero Sun. I am looking forward to it. It's, like, you know, I had this recommended on Steam and, like, Steam Shop. I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to get that. Then, by the same people that made the long mod for XCOM, and, they said it's like a child of the XCOM series. I'm like, okay, if it's like the first XCOM game, I still think I was one of the best I've ever played, by far. The modern remakes, they were okay, but the first one was something else. So it says 100 hours for a campaign. I don't know what I'm getting into, but I hope it's really good. So, UFO crashes on Earth. An alien vessel has crashed down in the Skopje region of North Macedonia. The wreckage is unrecoverable. We suspect an alien life form escaped into the surrounding countryside.
Greetings, Commander. I am pleased to report the Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Fiona Iowade, your Chief of Staff. While most of the world is reacting with fascination at the arrival of an alien species on Earth, we represent a small group who believes the aliens' crash landing and disappearance may signify a potential threat. We intend to build an international organization capable of investigating and, if necessary, combating any danger aliens may pose.
Okay, so Zero Sum, you're saying it's way over 100 hours. Okay. This is pretty crazy. So I recommend we send a counselor to investigate the crash site and the Skopje region. I gotta look up how to say this. North Macedonian words, I'm not sure. No, it's Greek, but anyway, Skopje region. It's not Greek, but you know, it's right near Greece. Anyway, as soon as possible. Our other counselors may be best used trying to gain influence in nations that may be able to contribute resources to our cause. You may review our objectives anytime by clicking the faction symbol in the top left corner of your screen.
Our council is made up of some of the Earth's best and brightest. They are capable, connected, and standing by for your orders.
So our counselors are our faction's primary way to interact with the situation on Earth. Counselors can perform missions to expand influence in Earth's nations, protect our interests worldwide, and investigate the alien arrival. Periodically, the game will enter a mission assignment phase, during which all factions will secretly assign their counselors to missions. Missions may target nations, control points, space facilities, and other counselors. After the mission assignment phase, missions will be resolved in a fixed sequence during the following days and weeks. Defensive missions will generally resolve before missions that are offensive. While some missions are automatically successful, many are contested and require a success roll. After all counselors have been assigned missions, click the Confirm Assignments button, and you will now be able to advance time forward, and missions will resolve automatically.
If we truly face the threat of invasion, we need to start organizing now. We are going to need global cooperation on a never-before-seen scale. I recommend we start tasking our counselors with gaining support in strategic positions of power across the globe.
Okay, so control points represent keynotes of political and economic power in a nation. They grant access to the nation's resources, control over national priorities, and in some cases, command of one or more armies. Each nation has between 1 and 6 control points. The amount corresponds to the size of the nation's economy. Initially, all control points are neutral, but expect all factions to target them early in the campaign. Neutral control points may be acquired by the Control Nation mission, or the Purge missions control points for other factions. Control points in more powerful nations will be harder to acquire in all cases. The rightmost control point in the nation panel, called the Executive Control Point, Also grants access to the national policy mission, which allows initiating wars, forming alliances, and similar high-level national actions. Have a counselor successfully carry out a national control nation mission. This will grant our faction ownership of a control point in that nation.
Reports are still coming in, but it is clear that an alien object has crashed down on the planet. We should send a counselor to investigate the site as soon as possible.
Okay, so you like the roleplay factions you play? And I asked myself, faction making. Boys playing optimally, but okay. So our first knowledge of the alien arrival came when its spacecraft aerobraked in our upper atmosphere before crashing down in remote territory and apparently self-destructing. Send a counselor to the site to learn what we can. Have a counselor conduct investigate alien activity mission crash site. Okay, base. Tutorials. Welcome. Terra Invicta. Tutorial windows will give an overview of various systems of the game. Navigate the UI user interface. Buttons for interface tutorials will appear. To the right of your current tutorial objective, click on them to receive guidance on the current. I currently open it. Get started. Intro tutorial icon. Or tour of Terra Invicta's general UI.
This is your main command interface. From here, we can monitor developments across the globe and beyond, send our counselors on missions, direct research and development, and much more. Take some time to familiarize yourself with it.
Okay. Just want to mention, this is giving me real, like, XCOM UFO defense vibes, which, once again, I mean, I played it back in, like, 95. I mean, like, we're talking 30 years ago. And, like, when you'd start the game, it would just throw you into the geoscape view, and you're just looking at the planet right after you put down your base. It's just, game starts. Have fun. And, like, no tutorial, no nothing. Like, you're gonna learn on the fly, and, yeah, it is quite the game, and I'm like, wow, man, this is really giving me the same vibes, where it's just like, hey, we're throwing you this, however, this has a tutorial. So, Invicta's general user space is made up of a number of bars and panels, which are displayed along the top right side of the view. Settings menu can be accessed here, where you can save your progress, exit the game, view extremely helpful codecs, adjust graphical gameplay, and notifications. The objectives window, reachable by clicking our action symbol here, tracks all our current and completed objectives. These are necessary to advance the story and discover what is behind the alien arrival in our solar system, and some unlock important abilities and bonuses for our faction. Tutorial objectives that guide you in performing basic actions in Terra Invicta will also be tracked here. Jeez. Like, man, what have I gotten into? Anyway, the portion of the top bar displays our current resources and incomes. Hover over each resource for more details. Money, influence, and ops are vital for advancing our goals on Earth. Boost and mission control are for expanding our space programs. Research unlocks new technologies for our factions, such as modules or weapons for our ships and HABs. And the control point symbol indicates our capacity to manage the affairs of our nations. Money is used to build components on Earth for our space programs, acquire counselor orgs, conduct certain financially oriented missions, and support our space assets. Money is gained from national funding and the spoils priority. Orgs, counselor traits, HAB modules, and the sale of space resources on Earth. Influence represents political capital and the ability to sway people to pursue our goals. Influence is gained from orgs, counselor traits. HAB modules, favorable global public opinion toward our faction's ideology, is spent on maintaining our control points each month. Ops, operations, represents our ability to conduct small-scale combat and espionage operations. Ops are primarily gained from orgs, can also come from counselor trait and certain HAB modules in an Earth interface org. Each point of boost represents the capability to move 10 metric tons of material from Earth's surface to low Earth orbit via rocket launches and other conveyances. Boost can also deliver items to more distant destinations at a significant penalty. Boost is primarily generated from the nation's established space program, and can also come from orgs. Mission Control accounts for all the staff and technical apparatus required to support our operations in space. Mission Control is granted primarily by ground-based facilities on Earth. Some orgs have HAB modules, some orgs and HAB modules can also grant this resource. Sufficient mission control makes it much easier for other factions to secure space assets and make accidents far more likely. We may not build or acquire new HABs if we do not have any mission control available. Excess mission control is converted to research income and money. Research represents the efforts of our scientists and engineers. Unlike other resources, it's not accumulated but immediately distributed according to our research priorities, which are divided between private engineering projects that only benefit our faction and global research into new principles and technologies. Research is generated by nations, counselors, orgs, and HAB modules. Many counselors, orgs, and HAB modules offer bonuses for specific research categories. I have to say, as somebody who has to read a lot of random dialogue and stuff as streaming, this is very well written. I'm not getting tongue-tied at all. I think I misspoke once. You compare that to other games where I have to, say stuff over and over. Yeah, it happens all the time because it's not written the way people talk. And so, kudos to this game so far. Just gotta add that. Okay, this game has consumed over 3K hours of your life since it came out in 2022. Wow. Okay, well, looking forward to it. So, control points count towards our control point capacity are displayed here. Owning control points over the cap will result in a daily influence penalty, which is reflected in our nation influence income. Meanwhile, enemy missions targeting our control points will receive a bonus for their chance to succeed. We may abandon control points to reduce the cost or research projects to increase our cap. Okay. So space resources. This portion of the top bar displays our current space resources and incomes. These are used to develop and support our space assets without the expense of purchasing and launching their equivalent from Earth using them. Hover over each resource for more details. Water, volatiles, base metals, noble metals, and fissils are all primarily acquired by developing mining facilities on space bodies other than Earth. Once we have established a presence beyond Earth's surface, the income from these resources will be key to expanding further into the solar system. Okay. Navigation bar. Navigation bar contains shortcuts, locations, and management windows for Terra and Invicta. Click this button to focus view on Earth and activate the geoscape showing the national borders, armies, and alien-related phenomena. View solar system. So click this button to focus the view on a wider solar system. Asteroid belt. Service. Oh, well, we'll find it later. Click this button to open a council window where you can recruit and manage counselors and orgs as well as review our faction's ledger and calendar. Our counselors are your chief agents on Earth and later throughout the solar system. By going on missions, they can rally nations to our cause, hunt for aliens, or interfere with the operations of other factions. Nations. Button to open the nations window, which displays all nation data in one place. It also assign priority templates to nations which own control points. Influence the nations of Earth is one of the main ways of establishing geopolitical dominance in our faction. Click this button to open the HABs, Habitats window, where you can view details on our and other faction space stations and surface bases. You can also manage construction of modules for our existing HABs. Fleets. Click this button to open the Fleets window where you can view all discovered fleets, examine individual ship details, design and classes, manage construction of our faction ships. Research and development. Research is vital to progressing our faction's goals. Click this button to open the research and development window where you can manage our faction's engineering projects and any contributions to collective global research priorities. Active faction modifiers. The tech tree can also be found. Okay, Intel. Click this button to open the Intel window, which is a collection of data that our faction has discovered about aliens, other factions, global trends on Earth, and any space bodies in the solar system. Check back frequently to assess our faction's current knowledge, which will help you make better decisions. Click this button to open Events Summary window, where you can review recent reported events in chronological order. Events are organized into various tabs. ranging from events related to our faction to recent developments and... Okay, the Geoscape overlay mode. Click the arrows or the drop-down menu here to change between various filters for Earth's geoscape. Each filter displays information about Earth's regions at a glance. For many filters, a green highlight reflects the relatively high or positive value in a region, where a red highlight reflects a relatively low or negative value. Finder panel. The Finder panel is a reference list of all counselors, habs, armies, and fleets and faction controls. Double-click any entry in the list, center the view on it, and you can also filter the list using the toggles at the top of the panel. Click this button to open the search window where you can search the various objects in the solar system Earth by name. You can also press left control plus F to open the search window at any time. Not right now, I guess. Use the time controls here to pause the game as well as adjust the game speed. At times, the game will remain paused until you address an urgent matter. Hover over the controls to view what action is required to be completed before time can progress. Okay, set alarm. Click an in-game clock to open set alarm window where you can create custom notifications that will appear at a specified time in the future. These custom alarms will also be tracked in our faction's calendar, which is accessible from the council panel. Codex. Click this button to open the Codex menu of information about various game mechanics. This button can also be found in other windows and panels. It will open the appropriate Codex entry when clicked. Hide an interface tutorial temporarily. Click the hide button. The tutorial icon will reappear next to the current tutorial objective at the top of the view. Okay. Dismiss an interface tutorial permanently. Click the X button. You can reset all interface tutorials via Codex if you want to view them again. Okay, so we're still paused. Got animation clock. I'm gonna I want to shoot around Earth here. Population. Federation. So I guess that's just the EU. Okay, so that's just the EU. And they got Russia and Ukraine going at it there. Terrain. Okay, so that's like a... What was that? Faction control. Okay, there aren't any factions. Faction popularity. Sustainability. Democracy. Unrest. Syria and South Sudan are not doing good. Boost income. Military tech level. Points. Capita G. Investment. Bracket population. Okay, I just want to look at the whole planet quickly. Okay, there. It is WASD. Okay. Cool, so. Saskatoon, Canada. Awesome. We're wondering, that is where I am right now, so that's I'm glad we got the go ahead over Regina. Regina is the capital of the province, but it's smaller enough. We have a kind of a Shelbyville Springfield thing going on. Rachel Black. Okay, well, I'm guessing we should probably go here. Rachel Black investigate. Yeah. This is the council panel. Supposed to click on that. I think I'll click on this.
Information about our currently selected councillor appears in the bottom right of the screen. Their available missions can be found in the bottom center of the screen.
Okay, so this panel shows the currently selected counselor and overview of the counselor's attributes. Her mission status are displayed below their portrait. Other factions icons will appear on the right side of the portrait if the counselor is aware they have been detected by that faction's forces. Click the Go To button here to center the view on the counselor's location. Scanning a counselor's strengths and weaknesses is the key to success. Click their portrait at any time to open the counselor details window to learn more about them. Missions available for a selected counselor appear across the bottom of the interface during the mission assignment phase. Missions will appear transparent if there are no valid targets available for a selected counselor. Hover over or click a mission to view assignment details. Investigate counselor. Target site is suspected alien activity. Learn more about the aliens' methods and motives. Okay, how do I actually assign her here?
We'll see what we can find.
At your service.
You're in China right now. Population. So what nation should we try to take over here? Just the resource slider on a counselor. Zero there. Suppose we should take over North Macedonia, right? I mean, oh, so we should hire another counselor. Okay. I'll click on that. Okay. Oh, missions. Okay. Clicking on an available mission will keep that assignment's details displayed so that a target, if more than one is available, can be chosen. You can switch to different types of missions to review different lists of targets. Test missions rely on particular attribute score, also known as a stat. The select counselor, persuasion, and command are two common attribute stats for missions. Okay. The current target of the selected mission is indicated here. Click the drop-down menu to open a sorted list of other valid targets. Okay. Missions available for target. You can also hold control. Click on various targets on the geoscape to view all missions available for our counselors for that target. List of possible missions and their base success chance will appear on the right side of the view for that target. Targeting region or nation, hold control to target again to cycle between mission list, region, and nation. Resource slider. Certain missions allow you to spend additional resources for an increased success chance. Just a slider here to change the amount of resources spent. Resource spent found in the attribute related to that mission. Positive effects that boost the success chance are listed here. Okay. Penalties that reduce the chance of the mission success are here. Size of the national economy, I guess. Success breakdown. The overall success chance of a mission is displayed here, influenced by bonus, penalties, and resource slider. Changing conditions in the world can cause the mission success chance to change even after you've confirmed assignments. This is the most common for missions targeting other factions' counselors. The latest success chance for the mission will be visible beneath the counselor's icon on the geoscape. When you are satisfied with the details, click here to assign the mission to the selected counselor. The assignment will be carried out in the coming week. You can reassign counselors to different missions during the mission assignment phase without penalty. Here, to turn control of the mission assignments over to the selected counselor, the counselor will automatically be assigned a mission from a limited set of mission assignments. At each assignment phase, hover over the button for more details. If necessary, you can abort currently assigned missions by using the button that appears here on the counselor's portrait. The faction will recover any resources spent for the assignment. When you have assigned all available counselors to missions, click Confirm Assignments to end the mission assignment phase. You'll be allowed to move time forward again. You will be alerted when a mission resolves. People networking of councils. Here we can hire another council. So we must develop clandestine cells project to recruit a fifth. Recruiting, who do we want? Diplomat, rebel, tycoon, astronaut, officer, evangelist, activist, Moroccan Joe, American activist. I guess we have to get one that costs 30 because we don't have enough for other ones. I'm thinking we probably want a Dignant Cuddle right now. Because, yeah, I mean, if we're going to start influencing nations, taking over nations, he's probably who we'd want here. Bangladesh. Good at espionage. Yeah, well, I'm going to go with him. Strikes me, you could probably second guess yourself 100 times and not move on, and they'll keep looking at stuff, so. Him.
Your orders?
Automate mission. Oh. Want to do that? What's he doing anyway? What mission did you take up? Oh, so he's surveying this location. Okay. Kind of bizarre.
I'm here.
I'm going to take 85%.
Bringing them on board.
taking over northern Macedonia. We completed assigned counselors, mission objectives. Assign our counselors to missions during each mission assignment phase. These occur weekly at the start of the campaign, but will occur less frequency as time passes. We increase the game speed to progress more quickly using time controls in the top right corner of the view.
Our researchers are asking for your guidance in directing their efforts.
Set a research priority. I guess I'll have to read through all these. So research in Terra Invicta is divided into two categories: global research and engineering projects. All factions may contribute up to 3 simultaneous global research texts, which represent a worldwide effort to advance in the understanding of a broad scientific principle. Once it is complete, it will unlock new projects for factions to research. The faction that contributes most to a particular global research tech at the time it is completed selects the next one for the world to pursue. Faction engineering projects are pursued privately by each faction, typically confer a concrete benefit. Each faction distributes its research income across global efforts, and private projects, while putting all research in a single area, may see it completed sooner, so forego manufacturing bonuses tied to particular areas of research. Navigate to the Research tab in the Research and Development window. Change the priority settings for one of the global techs or a faction projects by clicking on the cycler for that research. We gain control of a nation. Control points represent keynotes of political and economic power in a nation. They grant access to a nation's resources, control over its national priorities, in some cases, command of one or more armies. Each nation has between 1 and 6 control points. The amount corresponds to the size of the nation's economy. Initially, all control points are neutral, but expect all factions to target them early in the campaign. Neutral control points may be acquired by the Control Nation mission, while the Purge mission seizes control points from other factions. Control points in more powerful nations will be harder to acquire in all cases. The rightmost control point in the nation panel, called the Executive Control Point, also grants access to set national policy mission, which allows initiating wars, forming alliances, similar high-level national actions. Send a counselor in a nation you wish to gain a foothold of by selecting a counselor and clicking Control Nation mission icon in the counselor's mission list at the bottom center of the screen. Then select the target nation, Geoscape or Mission Target menu. Click Control Nation mission button, confirm the assignment. Have a counselor successfully carry out a Control Nation mission will grant our faction ownership over a control point in that nation. Okay. Our first knowledge of the alien arrival came when the spacecraft aerobraked in our upper atmosphere before crashing down in a remote territory and apparently self-destructing. Send a counselor to the site to learn what we can. Okay, so have a counselor conduct the Investigate Alien Activity mission at a crash site. We've already done that. So, your objectives: control Earth's nations. Amid the uncertainty about the arrival of aliens, we have an opportunity to establish ourselves as an important power on the global stage. We must connect with like-minded officials in government and industry, begin quietly marshaling Earth's resources to address whatever plans the aliens may have. We must become the power behind the throne in many of Earth's nations to build an international alliance that will advance our objectives. To that end, our first priority should be to send counselors to gain control points in nations with strong research and space programs, economies, and militaries, as well as initiate public campaigns where necessary to sway the public to our cause. Much of Earth's economy is wasted on spoils, people enriching themselves at others' expenses. With sufficient control, we can reorient those nations to serve more productive ends. We are aware of other transnational groups like ours forming, and it may become necessary to oppose them directly if they turn too many nations to their ideology. Have our counselors conduct Control Nation, Purge, Coup, and Unrest missions to gain control points in Earth's nations. If necessary, employ armies to invade enemy nations and oppose regimes allied with our cause. Set the priorities of those nations to develop space and research programs, improve stability and economic output, and to field defenses against our rivals. The alien arrival via a small spacecraft, along with additional sightings of suspected alien craft in our solar system, tell us that the coming conflicts will depend on space power, of which the Earth has almost none. Using what national and private resources we can align to our cause, We should develop an industrial base away from Earth, stations, and eventually bases that can contribute to the construction of a war fleet. Stockpile and boost mission control resources and use them to construct and manage industrial and research hubs and locations our current technology allows. Counselors will form the backbone of our efforts on Earth. We must recruit a diverse, influential, and loyal group of supporters to accomplish missions around the world. Counselors with high persuasion, control nation missions, will be particularly useful early in our campaign. Spend influence to recruit counselors with tributes and missions to best advance our cause. Acquire orgs that improve their capabilities. And we completed this one. Assign counselors to missions. We should assign our counselors to new missions during each mission assignment phase. Occur weekly at the start of the campaign, but occur with less frequent time passes. We've already read this. So, research at Terra Invicta is divided into two categories: global research and engineering projects. We actually already read that. We just read through all these things that happen. So, navigate to a research tab in research and development. Go and change the priority settings for global techs or faction projects by clicking on the cycler for that research. Okay. Cash reserve. Huh. Sociologists consider what the alien arrival means for human institutions. Skywatch. Consolidation and advancement of aerospace surveillance systems. Space, we learn how to live, thrive in a vacuum. Cutting its research. Exciting new ways of influencing the public. Okay. Archives. I guess we could probably go through. So this one's we'll start with tech tree. Okay, if this is anything like the old XCOM, first thing you go is lasers. Straight up lasers. Okay. Oh, okay. Ah, there we go. Now that's a tech tree. Oh my god, that's a huge tech tree. They're like 200, 300 techs. Jeez. All that over there too. Planetary chemical pockets. Okay, cool. So right click this, see what we've been watching. Skywatch might be like if I do that, okay. So I'm guessing we can play certain factions that don't start with this stuff unlocked. And then we'd have to get to it. Holy crap, man. There's just so much information here. This will increase our control point management. Augment reality. I suppose we should probably go with mission to space. We are not alone. Oh yeah, well, I mean, realizing, yeah, this is gonna take up a lot of my life, I'm sure. Okay, I guess. And there's also Skywatch. That one's a global one, right? Repeatable project. I suppose, what we're learning right now, huh? Complete a set research priority objective. Contribute to global research will increase our chances of unlocking private projects through research. Certain hab modules and orgs will allow us to expand our faction's research capabilities and pursue multiple private projects at once. Okay.
Our current councillors are stretched thin. I recommend we expand the council.
Okay, our Factions Council is the backbone of our political efforts on Earth. And growing our council will allow us to undertake more missions simultaneously. Councilors have a variety of attributes, backgrounds, available missions, and traits. Building a council that can handle a variety of tasks will help us keep pace with other factions, but it's advisable to recruit several councillors with the ability to gain control points in nations. Councillor candidates whose professions have an affinity to our faction's goals will generate less influence, or generally cost less influence to recruit. We're going to maintain 5 councillors in the council. Okay. I think this is what we're going to go with. 100% for that. Yeah, I guess we got to do that. Not as sexy, but it gets us more counselors faster, right?
On the left-hand side of your interface is the newsfeed. It will keep you apprised of important events. Some time-sensitive updates about our operations will also appear in the top left of your screen.
Okay, notifications of recent events will appear here in newsfeed. Hover over each item to view a description. Click to center the view on the relevant location, or open the relevant window. Right-click to dismiss the news item. Click the X button here to dismiss the entire newsfeed backlog. Certain time-based notifications, like when a hab module is constructed or when a defended interest mission expires, can also appear here in the shorter timer feed next to the navigation box. Notifications may also appear in the events summary window under the appropriate tab. View the notifications tab in the settings menu to customize which notifications will appear in the notification feed. And a control point of a nation. Oh, the game's unpaused. Repausing it. For now. Okay, well, I guess we're going to take over Macedonia, because they happen to have a alien craft crash there. All of our counselors are assigned. Okay, so I guess, yeah, we just let it play. Yeah, Halifax gets to represent all of Eastern Canada. Yeah, Montreal there. Toronto, of course. And shit, hey. Okay. Well, I did not mean to get into this kind of view. How do I go back to the Earth view, right? Here.
Okay.
We go to Earth. Damn, is there anything else to do right now? I don't think there is.
Setting a watch.
Prevail mission. Searching for enemies in Penguin region. Counselor Incudo, mission surveil location. Location. Take you there. Oh, waiting next mission phase. Yeah, I don't know what he's supposed to do. I do not know what the next mission is. Don't know how to select it or anything. I think I might have to go automate. I'm sure I'm going to make many mistakes.
We should make every effort to understand the nation's social and economic situation so we can best direct its development to support our efforts.
Okay, oh, hey, Etchin. The plus and keys in the keypad control game speeds. Okay, plus and minus. Well, yeah, I guess we're going to wait till we get enough influence to get us that fourth counselor, and then we'll eventually research our way up to that. Yeah, it's I mentioned we're all of a day into this already, and there's just so much that's been thrown at us. I'm playing for almost an hour now. Anyway, so details about the select nations are displayed here. Can be important information about individual nations on Earth and direct portions of the economy that we control. If a nation belongs to a federation, its name will be displayed here. Federations are collections of nations in permanent alliance with one another. They also share research, boost income. Selected nation is a lead nation of its federation. A star icon will be displayed alongside its federation name. Control points represents nodes of political and economic power in a nation, such as control of its legislature or mass media. A nation may have up to 6 control points based on the size of its economy. Hover over a control point to view more details. One of the main goals of our council is to gain control points in nations useful to our cause. Faction ownership of a control point is represented by a faction symbol displayed on it. A simple colored circle indicates that no faction has taken ownership of that control point. The rightmost control point in a nation is the executive control point, which typically can only be targeted for control by a faction already owning at least one control point in the nation. The executive control point grants control over the nation's foreign relations and policies. Some councilor mission target control points directly. When assigning these types of missions, you can click on any control point displayed in this panel or on the geoscape to select it as the mission's target. This section displays the nation's government and unrest scores as well as its annual GDP. Hover over each to view more details. Government and unrest scores are represented by a range of 0 to 10, while GDP is displayed in the scale of billions, BN. Okay. Authoritarian, subversion is pretty low. GDP is, what, 31 trillion? Military. This section displays the selected nation's military technology level, current army and naval strength, as well as its available strategic nuclear strike capabilities. Hover over each to view more details. An icon denoting whether a selected nation is at war or at peace is displayed in the top right corner. Okay, development. This section displays a nation's economic details and the share of incomes granted to our faction if we have ownership of control points in a nation. The nation's production is distributed proportionally to owners of the nation's control points. A nation's production is made up of its investment points, funding, monthly research, monthly boost, and mission control. Hover over each icon on the left side to view more details. Select a nation as part of a federation. This selection will also display a portion of the federation's pooled funding and boost allocated to the member nation in a separate column. Federation values are used in place of the domestic values when calculating our faction's share of incomes from the nation. Investment points represent the nation's monthly economic surplus. The value displayed here is set by the nation's GDP and reduced by the number of armies and fields, high levels of unrest, and other factors. These points can be allocated by factions owning control points in the nation through the use of the Priorities tab. Okay, funding. The funding value is the direct cash flow a nation provides each month. The value of a nation's research production, which is a product of its economy, education level, and scores in cohesion, democracy, and unrest. Okay. Value of a nation's boost production. This is what, decatons per month? So yeah, I guess tens of tons you can bring up to the atmosphere anyway. Control points in a nation with an established space program are generally considered more valuable to their pre-existing boost production. These values display how much mission control points the nation currently maintains, and the maximum that it can provide. This section displays information about the people and general welfare within the nation. This is represented by values reflecting its population, or reflecting the nation's environmental sustainability, as well as 3 scores that represent the nation's demographics. Alongside these is a pie chart displaying a nation's public opinion of each faction. Hover over each to learn more. Nation's per capita GDP is its gross domestic product purchasing power parity divided by its population. It represents the economic conditions for the average citizens of a nation. Nations with lower per capita GDP will face higher unrest, while people's needs are not being met. Investing in the Investing in the economy priority can increase the GDP of a nation. Conflict, population loss, and climate change are among things that cause a nation's per capita GDP to decrease. Sustainability. A nation's sustainability score is represented by its ability to prevent emissions, greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, and the economic activity within its borders. It represents the offset from expected emissions of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide based on the nation's GDP, population, and presence of oil resource region. Higher sustainability scores reduce greenhouse gases produced by this nation's economy. When sustainability reaches a value of 10, the nation prevents all emissions of greenhouse gases, and further investment starts removing them from the atmosphere. Nation's education value is scored based on the average years of schooling of a citizen in the nation. Nations with higher education scores produce more research and are more resistant to extreme propaganda. We gain less cohesion from the unity priority. Inequality. Nation's inequality score is measured by how the wealth and income is distributed in the nation. A high score means the nation doesn't have much of a middle class. Inequality grows by a little as a product of a normal economic activity. Economy priority. Or a lot because of corruption. Spoils priority. Resource regions in a nation can also contribute to its inequality. High inequality reduces cohesion as a nation and divides into haves and have-nots. It is countered by investing in the welfare priority. We're just drinking some water here. Slowly going through my water bottles so I can open up. I try to keep like a little flat of like, 50 half-liter water bottles around, and they have to be, replaced every year or so. Anyway. Okay, yes, I've never played Superpower 2. However, I played a bunch of XCOM, and yeah, it's so far. I mean, I'm excited to really get into this because it's like there was an old Simpsons episode where Milhouse is playing this game called Bone Storm, and it's like blowing his hair back, and there's this heavy metal music. He's like, "Wow, what a game! I've only put in my name, Real House," and yeah, I feel like that with this game. It's like, wow. So far, we've recruited one counselor and researched a region of China. This is incredible. Like, anyway, so, okay. People were saying it was a lot like Crusader Kings. So, okay, well, I played a bit of Crusader Kings. And, yeah. Anyway, a nation's cohesion represents the level of unity or conflict among the people of the nation. High values describe a unified society with little deviation or dissent. Middle values represent a diverse society as both internal conflict and a healthy creative counterculture. Middle low values represent a high degree of political polarization. The lowest value means the nation's people are fragmented or even tribal. High values keep unrest in check and increase that nation's ability to resist occupation. Middle values provide a bonus to national research production, representing a robust, if messy, marketplace of ideas. Low values will rapidly increase unrest. Cohesion is lowered by a number of factors, such as high inequality and ocracy. I don't even know what that word means. Having lots of regions or a large population, destruction of armies, and a large difference between public opinion and the ideology of a control point owner. I really feel like I would have ran into that word before in my life, but... Anyway, cohesion is increased by wars, autocracy, the unity priority, and more. Democracy is in a nation also influences cohesion by pulling it towards a middle value. Okay. Yeah, we aren't even in space yet, and that's where things are going to get really crazy, right? Okay, public opinion. This chart displays public opinion of the nation towards aliens. Support for a particular ideology grants an influence income to a corresponding faction. It also grant the faction bonuses when attempting to gain and maintain control of the nation through its control points. Public campaign mission will shift opinion in a nation in our faction's favor. Committing atrocities will shift it away from our faction. Well, I hope so. If our faction is executive control of a nation, you may launch nuclear strikes against its enemies, the button that appears here. Nuclear strikes do horrific damage to regions and infrastructure, therefore count as atrocities. We may also use nuclear strikes against invading armies on our soil. In this case, we're able to somewhat limit the collateral damage. Click on the tabs here to view additional important information about the selected nation. Okay. Priorities. When we have ownership of any control point in the nation, we priorities tab to control the economic focus of that nation. If our location is executive control over a nation, you may assign a counselor and set national policy mission targeting the nation. By setting national policies, we can direct nations to go to war, enter or leave federations, cede territory, and more. Click the Policies tab to view what national policies are available to this nation. Click here for any reason you no longer wish to control a nation. And would like to abandon all our factions' control points in the nation. Control points will receive the equivalent effect of a crackdown mission. They provide no direct benefit and are easier for other factions to purge, cost nothing against our control point cap. This option is helpful when we are over our control point cap and wish to avoid doing penalties. Toggle the auto renew abandon check box to keep our control points in the state until unchecked by the previous abandon period expires. Okay. So auto renew abandon. Okay. The Regions tab displays information about the various regions in the nation as well as the regions the nation has claims to. Each entry displays the region's name, ongoing occupation status, if any, population, boost production, mission control use, and capacity. The flags of other nations that have a claim on that region. The nation may take control of regions it has a claim to through warfare, unification, or secession movements. Some claims are considered hostile and cannot be readily acquired by the claimant, even if both nations have good relations with one another. International relations. Relations tab displays information on the selected nation's international relationship. This will display the flags of war opponents, allies, and rivals. If our faction is executive control of a nation, we can adjust the basic foreign relations of that nation, or drastic changes in relationships can be enacted via national policies. Hover over a nation's flag below to view conditions that must be fulfilled to change the relationship with that nation. Okay, so it looks like allies are what? North Korea, Mongolia, Iran. Anyway, rivals America, India, Japan, Taiwan, Vietnam, and the Philippines. While most nations field defensive forces, armies are large expeditionary forces capable of occupying territory in other nations. The selected nation has armies. The Armies tab will appear here listing the armies for that nation, their current location, their home region, and other information about their combat capability. Hover over any entry to view more details. Faction control of an army is based on owning the corresponding control panel for that army. Control points may provide control of multiple armies in a nation. Selected nation has any counselors located in its region we are aware of. Counselors tab will appear here. Display basic information about them.
This is our counselor's dossier. Here you can view a counselor's missions, attributes, traits, monthly incomes, and organizations. Different types of counselors will be able to conduct different types of missions.
Hey, thanks, Etchin. I had no idea that. I mean, I'd never ran into that word before. I always thought that was just like despotism or whatever. But I suppose that could be multiple people ruling it. Anyway, Nukes are bad. They damage the environment, which leads to a negative modifier to worldwide GDP. Well, try not to use them then. Anyway, counselor details window display the full dossier of one of our counselors. This panel contains the basic information about the counselors, such as appearance, profession, hometown, as well as the amount of experience points they have. Ongoing missions grant experience points, and rolling tests on a contested mission grants more. On the screen, we may also manage orgs, augment, or dismiss our counselor, or change their name, appearance, and voice. When a counselor gains enough experience, we can open the augment panel and spend experience to increase the counselor's attributes or modify their trait. Click here to open up the customized counselor window where you can alter a counselor's name, appearance, and voice. If a counselor no longer suits our goals, you can dismiss them by clicking here to free up space in our counselor and replace them with another candidate. Click on the arrows here to cycle through dossiers of our council member. Click the go to button in the middle. Close the council window under the view on the counselor's location. Traits are special characteristics modifiers that affect the counselor's attributes, incomes, and other things. Many provide conditional bonuses to missions, while others have drawbacks that restrict the counselor in some way. Hover over a trait to view more detail. Attributes. This panel displays the counselor's attributes. Hover over each attribute to view more details. Attribute scores can range from 0 to 25. This panel displays the resources that the counselor generates. A negative value indicates a monthly upkeep of that resource. The first engineering project granted from any of our counselors unlocks an additional slot for our faction's research project, the research and development window. Additional engineering projects beyond first provide bonuses, the research for our faction's projects, and increasing the rate at which they are complete. Development missions. This panel displays the list of missions that the counselor can perform. Symbols to the right of each mission indicates which resources spent conducting the mission. The column of numbers to the right of the mission names displays the number of members of our council that are capable of conducting that mission. Try to maintain a balanced council to ensure we can execute the necessary missions to achieve our goals. He's the only one who can stabilize the nation. Automated missions toggle. Toggle the checkbox here to manage the set of missions that the council will conduct if the automated missions option is enabled. Checkboxes will appear in the list below next to the limited set of missions that the counselor can assign to themselves. Panel displays any organizations that are currently assigned to our counselor. Organizations can be assigned to a counselor with sufficient administrative ability and are one of the main ways of improving their capabilities. Orgs can grant bonuses to attributes, income, research, as well as grant access to new. Orgs are rated tiers represented by a number of stars next to the org's icon. Counselors may manage one org per tier per point, the administration's attribute, up to the maximum number which is displayed at the top of the panel. Select this tab to display the org marketplace, where you can view the pool of orgs that are currently available for purchase. The org's icon, view its details. It is available in this panel. Right-click and drag drop to the panel above to purchase or assign it to the current counselor. Orgs that are dimmed are not available to be purchased by the currently displayed counselor. Require like in points and okay. Select this tab to view a pool of unassigned organizations that are owned by our faction but are not assigned to our counselors. Orgs provide no benefit but will be stolen by our enemies. Counselors are killed or dismissed. Their assigned orgs relocate here. Assigning orgs from this pool, the counselor costs a small transfer. Unassign an organization from a counselor into our factions pool. Right-click and drag and drop the org to the panel below. Careful. Other factions will find it easier to poach organizations from our unassigned pool. There is also a limit on how many orgs we can hold in the pool. Assigning an organization into the marketplace will sell the org instead. Our factions organizations can be managed from the Organization Management tab as well. Oh yeah, yeah. It should like I just read an article that said this was in full access, and I kind of read over it. I'm like, by some people that made a big mod for the XCOM series, the Long War mod. I'm like, okay, I'm not entirely familiar with that, but hey, if it's like XCOM, I'll be right into it. So I looked into it. I'm like, I've had this recommended to me so many times, and I just didn't get it. And I'm like, okay, I'll get it right now. So, our faction, yeah. So, yeah. So on the head icon, top center. Okay, so I can view global warming there. Okay. This looks pretty good. I know it's spending a lot of our money though. Spent a lot of money, but hey, we get more research every month. So like, does he just sit there and wait for the next mission? Like, we can't get him to do other stuff? We should try to take over China. Or, I mean, we could go for Europe. We're going to try to take Macedonia first. Can this guy not actually try to take over a nation? This should be... good. I'm gonna unpause it, I guess. Guess he's not doing anything. Waiting next mission. When Security Council meets. Security Council must discuss the alien arrival. Unfortunately, the hope for a show of international unity did not materialize, with China, Russia, and the United States accusing each other of hiding knowledge about the alien, preventing full access to the site. We have an opportunity to shape events to our advantage. We make the case directly to nations of the world. However, the eyes of the world, these meetings, our counselors' risk exposure, our enemies extremely high. feel like we should be kind of quietly steering it.
Our only hope is to understand what the aliens want with us and determine how to satisfy them without losing our independence.
Oh, we've encountered the Protectorate. Leaders of this organization are an alliance of officials who believe the clandestine nature of the aliens' arrival marks them as a threat. They have concluded that any species that can cross interstellar distances is nothing that humanity is capable of opposing.
We believe we can join them as brothers and sisters if we only convince them we are worthy.
Encountered the Academy, led by members of Earth's scientific community. This faction has concluded any species able to cross stars must move beyond violence as a mechanism to resolve conflict. They assert that humanity must work to build a bridge where aliens treat us as equals. Okay. Humanity first, the initiative, disturbance, Project Exit. They're in Sweden. They're in New Zealand. On the upside, now we get to hire a new counselor. Be there. We don't really need an astronaut right now. Yeah. Well. Okay. Build a clandestine cells project. Commander, I'm ready to get started. Okay. Oh man, I'm trying to figure out how on earth to get these guys to do stuff for me. Those automate. One, two. Okay, so Intel screen. Oh.
A nation's priorities determine how it will develop over time. As we gain control points in a nation, we can direct more of its priorities.
Okay. Example, investing in welfare will decrease nations in investment points and priorities. Investment points are distributed evenly between control points. They are further allocated by the individual settings on each priority. Nation's GDP governs the number of investment points it has to spend. Increasing nation's GDP increases the number of investment points you may allocate to priorities. Investment points fill the nation's priority bucket over time. They trigger some effect when completely filled. such as increasing per capita GDP economy or deploying a new army, build army. Any excess investment points will carry over when a priority bucket is filled. For each control point our faction owns, click or right-click these pips. Cycle the weight given to a particular priority. Will change the allocation of a nation's investment points towards that priority. When our faction has ownership of multiple control points in a nation, you can copy that column's distribution of pips to all other owned control points by clicking our faction symbol at the top of a priority column. Okay. This column displays more details about each priority. Click the button at the top of the column to cycle between different sets of information. Here displays a proportion of allocated investment points as a percentage. Investment points per month display the amount of investment points that will be allocated to that priority bucket. This displays all bonuses being applied to investments for that priority. Managing priorities is a complex undertaking, considering what you want the nation to specialize in and focus on the priorities that will help you get there. For example, you may want one nation to specialize in producing mission control for our space assets, while another nation could focus on unity and government to improve its domestic conditions. Many priorities also provide a diversity bonus that makes other priorities finish more quickly. Remember that unrest, low cohesion, and many armies in naves and high inequality are always a drain on a nation in its investment capacity. In this drop-down menu, you can find priority templates that will automatically configure all priority investments for control points. Our faction, your priority investments for all control points are faction-owned nation. Even after applying a priority template, you can customize priority investments. Click here to open the Design Nation Priority Template window, where you can create your own custom priority templates. Set our faction default template to be applied to newly acquired control points, or select and apply a template globally with all of our control points. Click here to open the Direct Investment window, where you can spend resources to immediately contribute investment points into priority buckets of the selected nation. You can even directly invest in nations where our faction doesn't own any control points. The number of annual direct investments we can make in a given nation is determined primarily by the nation's GDP and population. Oh, so we can make a priority template. Can we just not do anything? Oh, we have to wait till the next mission phase comes up, which is at the end of a week, right? That's why we can't do anything with me. Can't do that once a week.
Here's what we found.
Okay, investigate alien activity mission complete. I've learned some useful information from my investigation of the UFO crash site in North Macedonia. We will receive a small bonus to our Unology research going forward. Counselor Rachel Black, mission investigate alien activity. Location, Skopje, North Macedonia. Take me there.
Found something, Commander.
We completed an investigation of investigate alien crash objective. Despite heavy security, we were able to obtain some surveillance records of the crash site. It was a small quantity of debris. We have a project ready for research shortly. We have gained the following resources: 20 influence and 20 science. Our counselor was able to obtain some surveillance recordings from the alien crash site. Our research should analyze this as soon as possible. When it becomes available, it will complete the Alien Signatures project. No. See, this is a conflict here, right? So our counselor spotted resistance counselor Rachel Black was detected by another faction. Up to region of North Macedonia, detected counselors are targets for enemy investigation or attacks. Council may consider using the go-to-ground mission to shake any future notifications of this type will not trigger an alert nor pause the game. They will instead appear either in the newsfeed on the left side of the view, the event summary window, accessible from the navigation bar at the top of the screen. New project available. Our research and development teams have reported that we are now able to undertake the alien signatures project. So yeah, that's what I guess a conflict looks like, right? Because that, you know, it's Ukraine right now. Right. Bill's objective: research alien signatures. A faction to detect alien abductions on Earth. Open research. We're going all out for audience research. We need mission space before we can get that anyway. Okay.
We're taking over.
Hey, we took over Macedonia, or North Macedonia. Gained our first control point. Excellent. This gives us access to some of the nation's resources. Some degree of control over the nation's priorities, possibly an army. Control points may be attacked by other factions, be the crackdown and purge missions. It may be wise to use the defend interest mission in this nation to discourage this. Okay.
As we expand our operations, we will soon need the support of a large nation.
Okay. Well, we should pursue a diverse coalition of support. We are meaningfully face potential threat posed by the aliens. We will need the backing of some nations with significant resources. We shall align ourselves with nations that are generating boost, or have the resources to bootstrap a space program within a short period of time, so that, if necessary, we can meet whatever threat these aliens pose on an event footing. Additionally, we should consider the nations that have access to an army or could assemble one quickly if the aliens reveal terrestrial hostile intent. Successfully carry out a nation control mission, nation at least 4 control points. Okay.
Our counselor has gained the support of people in key positions of power in a nation. We should consider what our priorities are for that nation.
The nation's priorities governed out will distribute economic surplus over time in the form of investment. Priorities directed at a nation's development in various ways, including building armies, investing in education or development, space programs, taking over more control points of nation. Let's further influence that nation's priorities. Click on a nation where our faction has ownership, at least 1 control point, and then select Priorities tab in the nation's panel to adjust one of the nation's priorities, recycling the pips associated with it. Okay, we have gained control point for the resistance in North Macedonia. We now have 1 of 2 control points here. Councillor Ken, control nation, target North Macedonia. Okay.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
Okay. So, data change the nation's priorities objective, directing priorities of nations under our control, as well as keeping tabs on the development of nations under other factions' control will be critical in our efforts to combat the alien threat. Take a moment to consider how you would like the nations under our control to grow. Perhaps some can focus on developing mission control for our space assets, others can focus on increasing monthly research output so we can research new technologies faster. A few could focus on building up or improving their military, so we are prepared if we need to invade enemy nations or face the aliens directly. If we want stable nations ready to face the alien arrival, we should move to keep cohesion from dropping too low, keep unrest from rising, and make sure inequality does not get out of hand. Pause quick. Okay, so I guess we really need to develop the economy and welfare of this nation. Okay. We now recruit our factions management team. As we stand up resistance to operations, we are selecting our internal management team to help oversee our affairs. We are gathering personnel from a variety of disciplines. At your direction, we will emphasize a particular specialty. Lobbyists and influence. Influence income increases by 15. I feel like we could use that. And to lock select advisory team. Lock, here's the following effects: the resistance monthly money income. Well, we do use lots of stuff, and right now we're influencing. No control point with a good boost in Kazakhstan. Target to support a space program. Kazakhstan. Alright, so we'll get the Borat.
Ready to go.
I think I'm gonna go with 60 influence points. Because the difference between 60 and 32 is all 5%. So
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Acknowledged. Establishing our presence.
Standing by for orders.
I wonder, do we get to... Looks like Russia's losing it. 10% occupied. Maybe they're winning. I wonder, can we send somebody to Canada to take Canada? I really do want to take over Canada, though. Okay, cool. So he's just not good
Ready
at
for
this.
orders.
Of course it is.
Acknowledged.
What else we can do? Somebody's down in New Zealand, right? That other person. For New Zealand and... Oh, there we go. Good way. Take over Greenland. Classic Trump move there. What do we do with these two other guys? You can really take over Afghanistan with one guy. academies. Finland. I feel like we have North Macedonia. We should kind of just keep spreading out there. I mean, we've already started on it. Really, the only reason we're taking it over is because they had that alien there. And, already got it. You know, I'm gonna just go where I'm from.
Bringing them to our side.
Standing by.
At your service.
At your service.
That's not. Can count. Check target. Probably shouldn't have done that, you know, just 50%. How many control points does it have? 3? Okay, let's try to fully take over. Oh, geez, 28. You kind of suck, don't you? Bad persuasion would give us. Was spotted, right? So decisions to be made in this. Security is the big one. Gonna automate. Stabilize nation, North Macedonia. Okay, yeah, that'll work out. Okay. Unpause it now. Growing realization that we are not the sole sapient species in the universe is causing many to see their fellow humans in a new light, leading to hopes that we can overcome our capacity for strife to address the alien arrival as one people. Let us try to set aside our differences and go forward together. All nations gain one cohesion.
Things are stabilizing.
We've gained significant support.
Gain 1 control point for the resistance in Kazakhstan. We have 1 of 3 control points here. Okay.
Our supporters are in place.
Okay, so we got more Kazakhstan. We have now 3 control points here. Okay. Oh.
We've gained significant support.
Yay. Oh. Thought we gained Canada there for a second. We completed a game control point in a large nation objective. We now have a foothold in a large nation and are on our way towards building a solid foundation of support for our cause. We now set sights on taking over an executive control point, which allows us to set this nation's national policy. To gain some influence in a large nation, we should move to cement our position by taking over an executive control point. You carry out control nation missions targeting a large nation until we have taken over its executive control point. Successfully carry. Yeah, okay, yeah. Said that 3 times. Gain a control point in Canada. We now have 1 of 4 control points there. Yay. Our research and development teams report we are now able to undertake the Energy Lab project. Allows construction of the following hub modules: Energy Lab. Well, that is interesting.
Where do you need me?
Guess we'll have Rachel Black. Take over what's left here.
Ready to
Will
go.
Chen do that? Fire fast.
We'll be running this place in no time.
I'm here.
Reporting in.
Maybe we should finish taking over. More stuff.
Ready for orders.
Guess we're not doing it now. Guess we can't really do too much right now.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
I'm here.
What points do we have? Like 0% across the board. Not in Iraq. In Iraq we could everything with Afghanistan.
Acknowledged.
Who's being tracked by something?
Initiating deep cover.
Standing by for orders.
Detected. There. By humanity. Oh, so she can't do it in nations with high unrest, huh? You know, I just don't know what to do with this person. But once we take over Kazakhstan, we're I'll have her
On Overwatch.
Hunkering down.
okay, laying low on Habana.
Eyes up.
We've got our people in place.
Lift off control launch complex under. Now we have a Kazakhstan.
We are taking over.
We also have control of Mass. What's the North Border of Macedonia would be better protected from the enemy to defend it. Take 20 influence. I'm not even sure we should do that. That feels like kind of a waste. Yeah, you know, I guess that's... Huh.
Offering assistance.
Standing by for orders.
Suppose we are the resistance. These factions. Protectorate, huh? Care for them. I want to appease these aliens. Resist them. How do we... Oh. Who's that? Protectorate, okay. No, we ain't appeasing. Not going to appease.
Standing by for orders. Putting our people in place.
50% chance.
Reporting in.
Standing by. Surveilling target.
What's the op?
Or maybe we just need to take over some kind of crappier country. This little block here. No offense to these countries also.
Establishing our presence.
I suppose we can always give up stuff later.
Offering support.
My expedition east to Kazakhstan until I'm assigned a new mission. I'll be increasing the ACES research output by 0%, custom points by 4%, and some of its armies and defense forces by 0.8 mil-tech value.
I have new information.
Hey, we have improved our knowledge of Ekman and pointed out their actual loyalty score at 16. Well, good to know.
We were unable to establish control.
Uh-oh. Well, you really suck, don't you?
We were unable to establish control.
How come critical failure? Project complete. Audience research. We've completed the audience research project. This is a repeatable project. Required research to finish and increase by 100 each time it is repeated. Next step of this project will cost more. Open research. And Along a slot to research and project by acquiring Lucia Engineering. Nation's marketplace.
Where do you need me?
Where is the position? Take over Greece, though. Take over more of Canada either. We have Kazakhstan. So, that is pretty awesome. Currently, this game is something else, you know. Okay, so, yep, how the hell we get into that thing?
Establishing control.
Ready for my mission.
Pretty low success going on there.
Establishing control.
Ready for my mission.
They're gonna toss us out candidates. For Iran. You're just genuinely bad at this. Well,
Taking control.
Your orders? Katie. Or what? Thomas? Yeah. So I feel like kind of creeping our way through Europe might be. Yeah, I guess we should have just been trying to control other nations.
Bringing them on board.
What it was saying, right? Everybody goes for control at first.
The dreamer in me wants to believe it would bring a golden age of advancement and prosperity for all mankind. But I'm a realist. I know better. Any race advanced enough to find us would be advanced enough to end us, likely without even regarding us. Commander Fiona Ayawade, NATO Symposium on First Contact.
Okay. The scientists around the world have gained a full understanding of we are not alone. The servants contributed the most science to the effort and selected advanced carbon manipulation as the new direction for global research. Okay. So the quiet assurance that humans have carried for so long is gone. Knowledge that we share the universe with at least one other sapient species cause reverberations throughout the entire society. The very fabric of our civilization has been stretched to its breaking point. Conflicting voices shout ever louder above one another. Calls to our leaders, current and future, to rally our thrilled, frightened masses. Now more than ever, we must come together as a people and prove to the universe that although we may no longer be its center as we once believed, we're no less important. Tech unlocks new orgs become available on the market. Following technologies may now be researched: arrival domestic politics, arrival economics, arrival international relations, arrival sociology, and terrestrial military science. Following projects may unlock for us to research in the future. Our current chance of unlocking a project once all requirements are filled is also shown. Clandestine cells. Like clandestine cells, that lets us get another person, doesn't it? What are we doing? What am I doing wrong here? Is that a world research project? I'll do that later.
Our presence is growing.
We're taking over.
Our supporters are in place.
We failed to take control.
Advisory team. We now appoint our faction's chief advisors. With our management team on board, we now recruit our core group of advisors to assist our interactions and oversight nations aligned with our cause. Focus on economic development. Some steely-eyed missile women and men. On the generals. Plays internationally. Can do that. Just wanted to pull off a mission in North Korea.
Acknowledged.
Where to?
What's the op?
I'm here. Removing our enemies.
Reporting in.
No one controls North Korea. That may be me.
Taking control.
Where do you need me? Putting our people in place.
What's the op? Putting our people in place.
Series of conducted crackdown on our oligarch's control point in Kazakhstan. It is vulnerable to a purge mission. I'll receive benefits from it until 11th of April 2026. Humanity first. God. There's conducted a crackdown on security apparatus. Project Exodus. Project complete alien signatures. We've completed alien signatures project. There's no doubt extraterrestrial life has touched on Earth. Any questions we have regarding its origin, its species, and its intent will have to wait. All that matters now is finding it by cross-referencing reports of unusual events in the vicinity of the landing site, similar data from our global intelligence network. We have developed a tracking system able to reliably identify disappearances most likely resulting from alien activity. This objective, research alien signatures, allows faction to detect alien abductions on Earth. The following projects may unlock for us to research in the future. Our current chance to unlock a project once all requirements are fulfilled is also shown in Tal Development 1.
Commander, we appear to have an alien on the loose.
Studies of the crash have determined that a motel, sapient life form, survived the crash down moved with purpose into a nearby wilderness. We have no footage of the creature or any further sighting reports. Worryingly, however, we receive reports of strange occurrences in nearby communities, including disappearances of both animals and people. So far, we have no hard evidence that these events are related to the alien arrival, but should our agents detect concrete evidence of abductions, investigate immediately. Okay. Reports are continuing to surface of missing animals and people in the regions nearby the alien crash site. Effect surveil location missions in the region. Any alien crash sites of abductions are detected. Counselor. On to investigate alien activity mission at that location. Okay. Our research division has been studying the fragments of debris our counselor recovered from the crash site. The volume of material is very small, but our researchers have nevertheless drawn some important conclusions. The debris is made of some kind of metallic alloy that is usually unusually hard and strong, with properties that do not fully match anything. I will see if I can do that. I'll just finish reading this and see if I can. Not me to do that. Well, I guess it'd be archives, right? Maybe. I'm not seeing any way to increase the font size and graphics. UI scale. Okay. That's a bit bigger. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide advantage to face an alien threat from outside the world. Ronald Reagan, United Nations. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I don't see, no higher quality, yeah. I guess that's unfortunately it. Back to the game. Oh, there it is. So research Skywatch, Deep System Skywatch, Global Technologies, and Alien Origin Project when it becomes available. To complete these required texts and projects to start the research, we need to fill this objective alien signatures system Skywatch. Okay. The more we learn about the aliens, the more our science teams are coming to feel that we are not as behind technologically as we initially feared. The alien designs are far more advanced than ours. Their material science is particularly impressive. The alien equipment seems to be, for the most part, compatible with our own scientific understanding. We gain access to some working examples of alien technology. Our research believes that they should be able to reverse engineer them. I recommend you select a small and vulnerable alien target that can swiftly overwhelm, enabling us to withdraw before the aliens can respond. Successfully engage in one of the following: alien assets, facility, landed UFO, habitat, warship, or army. We help out, I feel like we should help Ukraine. In this alien, I got the Skywatch done first. And we could pull ahead of these guys for this.
Our presence is growing.
We are in control now.
Urge supporters of Humanity First and taking control point from the resistance in North Korea. Yeah, Humanity First. What a terrible. When I hear that, there was an old Mr. Show skit that was Byron De La Beckwith the 17th, racist in the year 3000. It had one of the most like hilarious like lines at the opening. It's like, smells pretty good in here, seeing as we got some non-carbon based life forms. Yeah, boy, I'm talking to you. And he like makes a fight with some alien. I was like, wow, man, that's pretty funny. Whenever I see Humanity First, that's all I think of is like the, you know, racist in the year 3000. And anyway, oh yay, we successfully took over North Korea.
We've gained significant support.
Okay. Over Greece.
Our supporters are in place.
And now we've got Kosovo.
They are not life forms or xenosapiens. They are demons incarnate. They and the traitors who support them will face our judgment.
Yeah. They're those non-carbon based life forms. This faction has gathered all of Earth's xenophobia into its ranks. Its followers have railed against the alien arrival without nuance. They even threatened humans to support finding a way to communicate with the aliens. Okay. Agents for the Resistance have positively identified a counselor for Humanity First in the Mexico City region of Mexico. Our counselors may target this person with a number of missions. Future notifications of this type will not trigger an alert nor pause the game. They will instead appear in either the news feed on the left side view or in the event summary window accessible from the navigation bar at the top of the screen. Well, hey, at least we get nukes, right? Army under Resistance control. The 820th Armored Division, North Korea is now under control of the Resistance, no longer commanded by Humanity First. Okay. It's fantastic. We're gonna need to send you guys.
Where to?
Here. Defend.
Securing our control.
Ready.
Standing by.
I just kind of wanted to like form a base here in Eastern Europe, but may not be for the best. Over Mongolia, I guess.
Bringing them on board.
At your service.
Tajikistan or Kyrgyzstan? One of these places. I watched a documentary once, and when you want to get married there, you're supposed to like kidnap the woman, and then your like family, like all the women in your family will like put her in a bridal gown and stuff, and then they'll like make you marry them, and it seems like this romantic thing. It was very very bizarre, but it's like kidnapped brides of I think it was Kyrgyzstan, and yeah, I was like, wow, man, that's pretty crazy. The way the guy put it was like, you know, she doesn't want to be here, but it's my job to convince her to stay. And like, well, you're kidnapping a woman to marry her. And the thing is, they believe she is no longer impure because she's had sex, so therefore she just has to marry the guy because she's got no other option if the wedding goes through. Like, wow, man, that's pretty messed up. Let's take over someplace in South America. We got Paraguay here, Bolivia. We in Guyana, they have all those oil fields now, so go for it.
We'll be running this place in no time.
Standing by. Bringing them to our side.
Foothold in a few different places. I'm doing Greece. Oh, on. Need welfare, people's living conditions. Okay, let's confirm those assignments. Okay, I might drop these down. Just go straight up all Skywatch. Wait
Protecting
till
our
next week, see where we are.
interest.
Project available. Our research and development team reports that we are now able to undertake the Climate Lab project. Let's continue.
The Surat al-Baqarah teaches that in the creation of heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join together as we take our search into the stars. Director Khalid al-Ashgar from his khutbah at the first conclave of Muslim astrophysicists.
That's around the world have gained full understanding of mission to space. The Academy can contribute to the most space. Selected advanced chemical rocketry is the next new direction. Global research. Existing in space is a different animal than merely traversing it. Plan to go from tourist to resident, we must adapt. Logistics requires resupply missions. Plan months in advance, while engineering must cope with long-term exposure to solar radiation, the rigors of equipment maintenance, and a vacuum. Likewise, our psychologists must develop a training regime so personnel are able to maintain peak performance in an environment where up and down do not exist. We've been able to travel into space for some time, but now we must establish how to do so easily, regularly, and cost-effectively, and in far greater numbers than ever before. This renewed mission to space thus entails a mission to change many of our fundamental preconceptions. Yet all these hardships are entirely necessary, for only once we are comfortably beyond Earth's orbit can we hope to explore, exploit, and ultimately even settle upon neighboring worlds, in a time perhaps far beyond. Following technologies may now be researched: space propulsion concepts, orbital shipbuilding, outpost apps, space tourism. Following projects may unlock the rest of research in the future. Okay, have living quarters. Oh. Okay. Those sons of bitches. Kick you out of
Our
Kazakhstan.
supporters are in place.
Okay.
We've got our people in place.
Our supporters are in place.
Let that work. No, really, we should, I think Brazil would actually be really good to take over. Oh. Oh no.
Ready for my mission.
Okay.
Going after their people.
Where to?
Yeah, because Brazil actually has like the points on Earth near the equator that are closest to the atmosphere. So in terms of launching rockets, it'd actually be not bad. Size of economy. Jeez. That's Puerto Rico. That's kind of up high for Puerto Rico. Take over the Belgium, Luxembourg. That. The Netherlands is worth more, so. More.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
Ready to go. We'll be running this place in no time.
Ready to go.
I don't want Kim Jong-un out of there. I want to run this. I want to see what it's like.
Time for some new leadership.
I will report when my mission is complete.
Are we done that? Where are we at compared to everybody else? 44. Okay, I'm gonna down to 0. Hopefully get ahead of them. Wreck the next Since telescopes have detected a new alien fleet transferring to low Earth orbit 1. Future notifications of this type will not trigger an alert nor pause the game. They'll instead appear in either the news feed on the left side view or the event summary window, accessible from the navigation bar at the top of the screen. Project available. Research and development. Further, we are now able to undertake clandestine stealth project. Can't do anything about that yet. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Details about the selected enemy fleet are displayed here. This includes the fleet's current location, operation, Delta V budget, fleet-wide acceleration. Click on the image of the fleet to view more details. We'll open the fleet's list and display all fleets belonging to the same faction. Each fleet can have 3 values related to its combat potential. For ships in the fleet, combat value, assault value. A fleet's combat value reflects an estimate of the fleet's strength when engaging an enemy fleet or half. The fleet's assault value indicates a fleet's capacity to invade, capture a half. Hover over the ship previews here to view a breakdown of each ship's capabilities and general info. Damage to enemy ships will be reflected on the corresponding section of the. Okay. Select a tab at the bottom of the panel to display a list of ships that compromise the fleet. And hover over each ship entry to view a breakdown of their capabilities and general info. Also click each ship entry to open the ship details window for that ship. Right, not.
The trick is not to look directly at what you are trying to see. Offset your focal point somewhere to the side of where you think you noticed a movement. At night, the center of your vision doesn't work as well as during the day. I won't try to explain the science to you. What matters is you'll see whatever is out there before they see you. Colonel Hans Castillo, advising conscripts in Colombia.
Okay. The scientists around the world have gained full understanding of Skywatch Project Exit. And I think that was the one we were working on, so that really sucks because you beat us to it then. The span of time humanity has spent in space is dwarfed by the span of time humanity has been interested. The earliest records of the telescope date to the turn of the 17th century. Regular advancement made every century thereafter. It therefore follows that on the shoulders of programs such as SETI, we consolidate our resources into a unified observation and surveillance program. We can remain active, constant surveillance near parts of the solar system. It allows us to track alien vessels and structures that are inside of the orbit of Saturn. It really reveals all alien vessels and habitats within our detection range. That gets us another
Their control is vulnerable now.
okay. Research and development team report that we're now able to undertake a social science lab project. Well, I guess we'll just continue.
Our plot has been foiled.
Oh no! Oh. How did Kim Jong-un... How did he outsmart us? Hey, Itchin. You know, thanks for watching. Hope things work out good. Didn't look over there for a second and... Wait, our research and development team report that we are now able to undertake military science in that project. Pretty cool.
We're taking over.
Cool, we're taking the Netherlands.
We still lack support.
And automatically... Well...
What's the op? Terminating the opposition.
Where do you need me?
Yeah, you know. I don't know, maybe we have our... Don't we already... Oh? Korea? Guess we can direct invest. I'm not going to do that for now. have to invade some. Have to invade Russia here? Let's do it. Invade Russia. Yeah, for sure. Let's attack Russia here. Go after the Sultanate of Brunei. Oh no, we'll go control a nation. Go for Brunei.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
It has always been true that we must leave the cradle if our species is to survive. If these aliens are indeed hostile, the time to go is now.
Go beyond Earth's solar system. You know what? I don't really mind you guys. All right to me. Project of it. Nobody would ever expect the North. Hope is giving way to a surge of anxiety over the circumstances of the alien arrival. Across the globe, people look upon each other with suspicion. Turn to smaller, more familiar groups, inclusion of others.
Our presence is growing.
We've gained significant support.
We're taking over.
Our people have taken control.
Great. Well, interest or urgency report this time. The world remains in upheaval. Likely to remain so until the aliens are dealt with one way or another. But for now, things are relatively stable. Good news. Tiny public opinion boost for the resistance around the world.
Ready for orders.
Oh, they're defending themselves, huh? Okay, then I guess we're not.
Your orders? Making things safe for our people.
Where to?
That where the that what happened to our guy over there? We did send a tank into Russia. Not there anymore. Okay, well, we'll take it.
Ready. Taking control.
Ready for my mission.
Ready for orders. Bringing them on board.
At your service. Bringing them to our side.
We'll take Brazil's neighbors over. 500. We're having to give up some of our Eastern European territories.
Every circumstance is an opportunity. Our test is to recognize and seize it.
Leaders beyond the shadow of all reveal little about themselves or their methods. Regions, they're behind rampant rumors that the alien ravels of fabrication by Earth's governments and corporations. Others, they have founded companies selling products that allegedly protect from fictitious alien disease they seem to have made up. Okay. Initiative. Assholes.
Securing our control.
When soft power can't do the job, bring in the hardware.
Armies represent large expeditionary forces able to seize enemy territory. They're controlled from the panels. Operations available to armies here. An army we control is selected. Army control comes from owning control point. The army is associated with primary army action, like deploy army operation. Allow you to move to any legal region on Earth. Legal regions are other regions in its home nation. Allied nations or nations at war with its home nation that it can reach. If they arrive, armies will battle enemy armies, region defenses, and occupy enemy territory automatically. They may also cross bodies of water. They have an attached navy. Their nation is not blockaded by sea, at sea by its enemies. Armies and navies cost cost investment points to maintain. Cost is discounted if they are stationed in their home region. Certain army operations allow the selected army to target specific locations. Hover over or click on an operation to view that operation's. Oh, so we just moved there. I wanted to, like, attack them. My goal. Hey, we can attack Russia. You'd better do that. I mean, they're good. I want them to.
We were unable to establish control.
Oh, man.
We've got our people in place.
We are taking over.
Oh, so we lost Tsunami.
Taking control.
What's the op?
Ready. Bringing them on board.
69%. I'm immature.
Ready to go.
Pretty much have to do that. Another 69% we
Establishing
can't
control.
add any influence points. With 3 new ballistic missiles already for testing, the new missiles promise greater intercontinental strike capability with the same technology being used for the North Korean space program. Successfully tested, they will be a potent North Korea's armed force. Of course, rival nations such as the United States of America will shock the move. Proceed with the test.
We failed to take control.
Damn.
We failed to take control.
Oh,
We got our people in place.
We failed to take control.
no. Vessels crash on the north region of Russia. Wreckage is unrecoverable. Suspecting alien. Keeping this. Okay.
Reporting in. We'll recon the site.
Where do you need me?
Reporting in.
Reporting in. Establishing control.
Recon complete.
We still lack support.
Ah, damn.
Our supporters are in place.
Mission abort.
Oh, okay. have done that had I known that, but hey, you gotta learn.
Targeting their key people.
Where to?
Humanity First has taken over Russia. That's no good. I don't want to stop the initiative.
Standing by for orders.
But we never
We'll be running this place in
fully
no
took
time.
over that.
Acknowledged. We'll bring this nation to our side.
Might as well.
Targets got away.
Oh, the initiative's going after Greece.
We failed to take control.
Okay, you know what? I'm done with you doing that mission
We've
there.
gained
Then.
significant support.
Our supporters are in place.
I feel like I can do one more turn. I probably should call it a stream. Because, oh,
Bringing
69,
them to
we
our
gotta
side.
go for it.
Where do you need me? protecting our interest.
Standing by. Establishing our presence.
Ready for my mission. We'll be running this place in no time.
Making things safe for our people.
Damn it.
Our presence is growing.
Our supporters are in place.
We've gained significant support.
Oh, we haven't done that. Not enough of anything. Buy any of them.
Ready for orders. Targeting their center of power.
Stars,
Your
you
orders?
just don't realize.
Where to?
Ready.
Virgin.
Establishing our presence.
Ready for my mission. Putting our people in place.
Standing by. Bringing them to our side.
And violence.
They are here to cleanse our sick world. The aliens are our saviors, and all who oppose them are enemies of the future.
Sound like you guys suck.
We've neutralized their key people.
You're flooded.
Our presence is growing.
Our presence is growing.
Our presence is growing.
We're almost done. New disease spreading. Bunya virus. Okay, well, we'll create some.
Come here. We're taking power.
I'm here.
Oh, it's pretty cool. It's one of those games though where I'm like immediately I'm already like, man, if I started this over I'd do so much better. Like that's very dangerous because then you keep playing it.
We'll make our appeal.
Standing by for orders.
Where to?
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Ready for my mission.
Okay, you don't need to deal with taps currently. Have those. I could say I could spend thousands and thousands of hours in it. I mean, like, we just scratched this.
Time to make our move.
That's like spermicide. Go this side. Here we go. Point man.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Things are stabilizing.
Mission complete.
So we got all that, we can't do anything. Okay, I'll cancel.
Our associates are now in charge.
actual global upheaval in response to the alien arrival has calmed somewhat. Various political, economic interests recognize them. So the world is not immediately upon us. With this sense of emergency fading, entrenched power structures are asserting their authority, and humans are spending more time worrying other than about short or moment to strike quickly is passing. Our counselors report that their missions are taking longer to plan and conduct as they must navigate the old protocols for travel, security, and international. They'll move forward. Some of our missions will have a greater impact as we spend more time on them, but everything will take longer to accomplish it. That phase will face a month going. Okay. So yeah, well, I mean, with that, feels like that's a good spot to call that a stream for now. $27 months, wow. And right now we're what, 5 months into. But yeah, it's like I hate to do this, but I feel like I'm gonna restart a new game tomorrow. Yeah. I'm like, you know, I would have taken somebody other than Gang Jing or whatever. Got a new. I'd definitely take one of these guys that's like 60 up here. See what else they can. So much to it. Anyway, but yeah, we'll call it a stream for now. Yeah, well, you know, the thing about streaming though is like, it's like I feel like I should keep going with the game. We wouldn't see it kind of go to fruition. But give people some idea of like how it goes. Got any? One of them. Yeah, I definitely would have taken over Macedonia. Started with other places. Oh man. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the help, Zero Sum. I mean, with a game this complex, it's always nice to have a bit of a guide with you. And you know what? We'll consider playing this again tomorrow, like this save. I will just save it. Saves are always called Last one. Yeah. Well, like I think this is probably the most complex game I've played since like Project Zomboid. For so much stuff to it, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing more. Oh well, the main menu. God, I mean, we haven't even gotten to space yet. It's taking a bit longer because I you know, I read everything out loud, right? So that kind of slow things down a bit, but still. Yeah, God, I feel like this is one I'm going to really get into. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow with a bit more Terra Invicta. So until then, cheers, peace, and goodbye. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it's yeah, I hope to be a regular streamer of this game. So anyway, cheers.